well as Facebook and TikTok. We've got lots going on this morning already. We've already got things in Missouri that have, the southern portion of Missouri, but a lot of this is in areas of Arkansas. Let's take a look at Arkansas right now. We got two severe thunderstorm warnings going on right now, and we have meso detection right here. This is just to the west of Heber Springs, Arkansas. We're looking at Arkansas right now, and we're going to stay focused on this. This is a pretty big event. There's a lot going on. So let's go ahead and take a look. If you're in areas, these are in Arkansas, Marshall. It already impacted your area, the biggest part of it. London, Arkansas, 744, Dover, Arkansas. All these are Arkansas. Danville, 758. Dardanelle, okay. Pottsville, you got a little bit of time, but it's right on your doorstep. Ola, about 8:14. These are in Central Daylight Time. And Atkins, Arkansas, Mount Ida, you could be impacted, likely to be impacted with this severe thunderstorm warning. Now, this severe thunderstorm warning has a motion to southeast at 30 miles per hour, three-quarter inch hail, and the wind threat, wind gusts 60 plus miles per hour. This is also showing some indications of rotation for this storm that is right to the west of Greenbrier. We'll get to all the weather outlooks that we're expecting for today. Thunder for hello, sir, to you as well. Tufts weather. These are the overall risks that we have for today. Areas of North Carolina, we're expecting slight risk for severe weather. That is a 2 out of 5. And then much of the Dixie Alley area is expecting Northeast Arkansas. I can certainly tell you. So northeast area of Arkansas, there is a concern for some rotation in these storms here this morning. Marshall, there's a meso detection strength of 4, and their low level rotation 23 knots. Base height there is 13 knots, or 13,000 feet. I apologize. Uh, Got a little bit of allergies going on this morning. So Cave City, Paragould, Gosnell, if you're in those areas of Arkansas, anywhere in the northeast part of Arkansas, this morning is going to be a little rough. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be very tough. Again, we've got two severe thunderstorm warnings right now. This one here is moving at 46. So they're moving at a pretty good clip. Not going to take long for those to impact some of these areas, and it's moving. This one's moving off to the east, so areas are like Pleasant Plains and Newark. These are in areas of like Alabama, or I'm sorry, Arkansas, and then let's take a look at Alabama. We'll go ahead and do some radar estimates since we don't have any severe tornadoes going on right now. We'll go ahead and do some radar estimates here and see if we can find out what might happen for later today. Let's go ahead and do the radar estimates. All right, let's figure out the timing, folks, should we? Move that here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of what we got going on here. So we got these storms going on in areas of Arkansas, but here's Mississippi. The timing on that is around 2 o'clock. If your areas Mississippi, Ohio, I'm not going to take a look at you right now, but I will. I promise I will get to all the other areas as quickly as I can. Please stick around. I'm just handling Dixie Alley area here right now. So we got Memphis, Tennessee area, right around 12:30. Some pretty significant storms moving in there. Sanatobia, that would be Mississippi. All modes of severe weather are expected in this orange zone. That is the enhanced risk, or 3 out of 5 today. Tupelo, and then we move on over to Alabama. really extreme, big time hail and some isolated, actually, could be some numerous tornadoes. Let's take a look at the tornado outlook here for today. You guys do have a 2% risk. If I was going to be updating some things, I would say this area, Huntsville, Jasper, Birmingham, you might actually end up getting a little bit of a higher risk, possibly a 5% risk in areas like Phil Campbell, Hamilton, Winfield, Jasper, Huntsville, Alabama areas. That is a look at around 2 o'clock, sometime after 2 p.m. today, Central Daylight Time. So that'd be 3 o'clock your time. We do expect 3 o'clock Eastern Time, sorry. So we do expect those storms to move on out of Alabama area sometime after 6 p.m. Okay, so it looks like after 6 p.m. things finally die out. Here we're going to look at Georgia. Okay, that green zone that you're looking at, the green shaded background there, that is all a 2% tornado risk. And we do have more of that wind threat as you get into areas of Georgia after 7 p.m. So that'd be 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. There could be even still some brief spin ups down by Atlanta area sometime after 8 p.m. tonight. And again, then it finally dies out sometime after 10 p.m., it looks like. So that'll be good. Now, areas of concern for farther east. And then I'm going to go up north, okay? There are some concerns for Tennessee, and I'll get to you in just a moment here. I am going to kind of show a play out here of uh, North Carolina and the East Coast line here. I'm only able to go out to noontime or midnight time frame for North Carolina with this weather model. So North Carolina East Coast, I will have to get back to you with that when we switch to a different weather model here. All right, so now I'm going to go up to areas of Ohio. I said I was going to go to Ohio here and the Tennessee area. We'll go to Ohio, not expecting a whole lot in way of dangerous storms. You guys are in Ohio in the general thunderstorms. That lighter shade of green, that's all general thunderstorms. Not anything significant is expected in Ohio today. A lot of rain, not going to lie. That's going to be a lot of rain. Most of the timing on that is going to be sometime after 5 p.m. You're welcome. Kells Bells, you're welcome. Any concerns for Knoxville, Tennessee? All right, I don't know if there was anybody that asked for areas of Indiana, but I'm going to show you that. So again, Indiana, you're in the general thunderstorms today. Now, if you start going into southern part of Illinois by Mount Vernon's St. Louis area, you do have that darker shade of green, which is the marginal risk for today. And St. Louis doesn't look really that bad. There could be a few rogue cells that in the afternoon hours just stay weather aware in St. Louis and southern part of Illinois. But it looks like overall Missouri, you're going to be okay. Overall, your risk is pretty low. Your probability for tornadoes, you're less than 2% for Missouri, all the way up north. If you're north of Tennessee, your probability is less than 2% for tornadoes. Now, speaking of Tennessee, let's go ahead and kind of show you Tennessee here. I know there's some people that was asking for Nashville. Let's go ahead and look at Memphis. All right, there's the timing for Memphis. We have somewhere around 11 o'clock this morning. You could end up with some pretty intense storms. That's these storms that are over in areas of Arkansas. They're going to be moving in an easterly direction. Pretty intense around noontime, so just be weather aware. A possibility, you can see this background green shaded area. That is all tornado risk for today, 2% risk. So all modes of severe weather are expected in areas of some areas of Tennessee, just south of Nashville, all modes of severe weather. Most of this is going to kind of move into an east-southeast direction. So it looks like Nashville, your risk for Nashville is a slight risk, so stay weather aware. There could be a few rogue cells that move a little farther north and kind of go on their own around 3 o'clock Central Daylight Time. So this afternoon, you definitely want to stay weather aware in areas of Nashville, Tullahoma, Tennessee. And then as we get into kind of the Chattanooga area, that's around 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. By the time we get to 7 o'clock, Knoxville, you really got a lot of this is wind right here. Let me put on our drawer here if I can. So this right here, this curvature on the back side of that is a lot of wind that's pushing through there. That's going to be around 6 p.m., between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Anyone along this line is going to really feel the impact of that wind. So just be weather aware. I appreciate the follows, everybody. You're close to Fort Payne. Whoops, I got to shut my drawer off here 1 second. There we go. All right. Cape Girardeau, Missouri. I'll get to you. I appreciate you, Andrea. Cape and Paducah. Sorry if I did not get to that. Cape and Paducah area, and I apologize. I've seen that area before. Here we go. So Cape and Paducah, you're in a marginal risk. There could be a few rogue cells that try to get going. So just stay weather aware. Wouldn't expect anything more than a 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gust here or there, and that would be sometime in the early afternoon hours, sometime around 1 p.m. So uh, again, Cape Girardeau, you're in a marginal risk. Your slight risk is further south of Interstate 57. So Arkansas, you got a lot going on right now. You do have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. I'll get to the live here in just a minute, trying to get everybody's areas here. 1 second. Kells Bells, yeah, the sun is shining, I'm sure. All right. Over North Georgia, Tennessee area, please. Yes, Sam, I will. All right, let me show you this here. So the timing, North Georgia, portions of Dalton, sometime after 6 p.m. is what we're expecting. Again, this is just a fragment of time of one weather model. So just be aware, kind of a disclaimer here that things could change. The main thing is if you're in any of these zones that are highlighted in green, darker shaded green, the yellow and the orangish, kind of the burnt orange, if you will, definitely stay weather aware. The app that I'm using, it's a software. It's not anything that you can get on your phone. You have to have pretty much a pretty robust computer system, Windows system, in order to utilize it. It is W as in Walter, S as in Sam, V as in Victor, the number 3. You definitely want to make sure before you download it that you have all the information and the type of specs that you need in order to be able to handle the software. It is very robust. It's pretty expensive, in my opinion, on my low budget. All right, so this is North Georgia. Look at that. Again, the wind threat is going to be more so later in the evening. I do believe that The tornadic activity is going to be before 7 p.m. in areas of Atlanta. And that's going to be more of a wind threat as we get later in the evening. And then, as you can see, it kind of fizzles out by the time we get to 10 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Andrea, you're very welcome. Snyder, Texas. I can take a look here. Snyder, I'm not sure where Snyder is. Can you tell me where it is in relation to like Dallas or Abilene, some of these bigger areas? Huntsville, Alabama, Aiden B. It is possible that Alabama might get some tornadoes because Alabama is in a 2% risk today. Little Rock, I'll get to you here very shortly. Actually, I need to get on a live here, so 1 second. All right, somebody was asking about a specific area, but I don't see. All right, let's go back to live here. I'm going to shut off the weather radar estimates here, and we'll go over the risks just generically here. The orange area is an enhanced risk. So this is all enhanced risk. That would be a 3 out of 5. The probabilistic or the probability of a tornado happening, this would be in all of those areas of the green shaded. So all up and down this whole line here. Even areas of Lubbock, unfortunately, again, possibility. Hail probability is more isolated to McAllister and points eastward and southeast. Hey, Rylan. And then we do also have the probability of the wind. The wind risk is huge. This is like a 30%. Yeah, this is 30%. And again, I was showing you that Mississippi, Huntsville, Alabama, that wind threat is pretty significant. Let's go to a live radar here. And let's make sure that we can show you guys what's going on.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
All right, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued. This is likely just a continuation of these right here. Yep, Heber Springs. So, folks in Arkansas, here are some areas that need to be concerned. Mountain View, it was right on top of you about 8 minutes ago. This is, so Fairfield Bay, Greer's Ferry, Wooster, these are in Arkansas. Greenbrier, 822. This is for a severe thunderstorm warning. And Quitman, Heber Springs, about 833. The center portion of that most intense part of the severe thunderstorm would be expected around 833. Batesville, 846. Cave City, about 851. All right, so we do have this severe thunderstorm warning, and it is got 1-inch hail, radar indicated wind threat. It's moving at a pretty good clip, 46 miles per hour. This was issued at 7:57. 8:45 is when it expires. Let's go ahead and take a look at the southern storm here and see if this one is one that was more recently issued. So this one here, yes. Let's take a look at that one. This one is the one that the ticker just went off. So Casa, again, these are areas of Arkansas. Casa, right on top of you. Mount Ida, about 827. Again, this is the most center portion of the storm, the most intense part of the storm. So you need some leeway. You definitely want to be in your safe spot. Realize that these are not. They don't have tornado warnings in them right now, but the significant wind threat is there. You could certainly see over to by Odin, Arkansas, there is some rotation detection right there. So there's pretty good clip that it's moving here. So Perry around 833. Norman, these are again in Arkansas. Perryville, Houston, Bigelow, Glenwood, Mountain Pine. You can see the times right there. So please be sure that you get into your safe areas. There are, at this point, it looks like there's just one area, actually two areas of concern for mesodetection. We have Forest City. So a line is trying to build a little bit farther ahead. Here we go. We got another severe thunderstorm warning. This one right here, this was just issued, folks. So this is starting to get into areas of Tennessee. We're in the far eastern portion of Arkansas by Marked Tree. This we've got Tyronza, Gilmore, Birdsong, Diaz, Joyner, and Bassett. Bassett around 916. And Bassett area,
A
there's
new
that.
severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
That's this one right here that I was referring to. So just be aware. So now we have three severe thunderstorm warnings. Things are getting pretty busy around here. Oh, Carter is dumb. You're in that thunderstorm. Okay, well, stay safe. Hot Springs, Arkansas. I'm not sure exactly where that is in relation. Yeah, you got a storm cell, Hot Springs, Arkansas, that is bubbling up right here. So some of these storms are starting to advance pretty quickly to the north or to the east and southeast. So if you're in Hot Springs area, I would suspect that this is likely going to move into your area over the next hour. So just be weather aware. If you're in Hot Springs, some of this wind threat is expected to impact your area over the next hour for sure. Topeka, Kansas. One second here. Topeka, Kansas, you are in general thunderstorms today. So you don't have to worry about anything huge happening in Topeka, Kansas. All of Kansas is kind of in the general thunderstorms. Um, you're welcome, Leela. Somerset looking like. Somerset, could you tell me, I apologize, could you tell me the state? I'm assuming you're talking about. Okay, Somerset, Kentucky. All right, you guys if you're in the Chattanooga, Lawrenceburg areas, all the way back over to Memphis, you guys are in an enhanced risk. All modes of severe weather. If you're south of Murfreesboro, you're actually going to have that possibility for tornadic activity. Actually, that it does include Murfreesboro. So this green zone, that is 2% risk of tornadic activity. All of this, and again, if your points eastward, so Memphis area, it's getting close to you as far as a severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be impacting your area this morning in Memphis, Tennessee, and we're expecting all of these storms to continue in a east-southeast direction and start impacting areas of Tennessee this early this morning. I would suspect that these areas along the far western portion. Yes, Amberlynn, I will show you New Jersey here shortly. If you're not following, I appreciate if you can follow McCrory, Kansas, or I'm sorry, Arkansas. So let me go up to New Jersey quick. New Jersey area, you don't have anything going on other than general thunderstorms in New Jersey area. And that is going to be super late in the day. Actually, it'll probably be overnight hours, some general thunderstorms. So there's New Jersey. Let's go ahead. What about Camden and Holiday, Tennessee? My daughter is there. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Tennessee. 1 second here. And I apologize. I'm not from Tennessee area, so it's a little tough for me to take a look at that. Let me go ahead and put the radar estimates back up again here. 1 second. I'll put up the radar estimates here and kind of show you those areas here. A lot of people asking ahead of time, and I understand that completely. I know you all want to be diligent and weather aware. And I'm not sure exactly. Georgia is going to be later today, so if you're around 3 o'clock, stay weather aware in Georgia. Paris, Tennessee, I don't. Oh, about right above Memphis. Okay. Thank you very much for helping me out with that, obviously. All right, let me go ahead and show you the timing here. Thank you for the follow, Gidball. All right, let's take a look here. Um, so if you're north, right now, this severe thunderstorm warning that is over by I-55, it's a pretty significant storm. Bassett area, expect that area. So if you're north of Memphis, I would say probably within the next half hour, anywhere north of Memphis is definitely going to have this severe thunderstorm warning. And right now it doesn't show that there's rotation, but there was earlier. So just stay weather aware. You're in that enhanced risk. So Cherry Jacks, I hope I answered your question. It's the best that I could do. It's a little hard to see some of these smaller smaller towns. Yes, I have been streaming longer lately, allowing me to kind of go through here. Grenada, Mississippi. Tornado Comway. Juan Lopez, could you please tell me what you're talking about? I don't have any tornado warnings. Let's not fearmonger people. Are you asking about if there's a risk for Comway and what state is Comway in? Oh, I see it right here, Arkansas. My apologies, it was right in front of me. So there is rotation in Conway area. Just to the north, over by Greenbrier. Let me go back to our live look at radar. I do want to, since there is some detection there, let's go ahead and go to the live radar. All right, we're looking at live radar now. This is Greenbrier, Arkansas. There is some indications. You might be right here, one. Starting to see a curvature right here, just south of Conway. So I'm going to advise people here. We do have these 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, this is all up and down this line here from Batesville, Arkansas, Heber Springs, Quitman, Greenbrier. There's some definite rotation in this one right here. Cave City, Arkansas is what you're asking about. All right, Cave City, you guys are in the severe thunderstorm warning. That is until 8:45. We got 1-inch hail expected in there at 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So just be weather aware. That north side, you're still in that enhanced risk. So there could be additional development later today. Stay weather aware. Fort Smith, there could be additional development later today. Most of that for right now, Fort Smith, Arkansas, you're okay. We're expecting more development later today, just west of Fort Smith. As you can see, some of these storms that are trying to get going over here as well, those will likely pass through your area of Fort Smith again later today. Again, stay weather aware. Dumas, Texas. Could you tell me kind of a general area of where that is? Much of Texas today is in a marginal risk. So if you're by the Texarkana area or northeast of Dallas, you're in a slight risk. So not sure exactly where Dumas, Texas is. Uh, Dawn and Jeep, will it reach South Carolina? Yes, it's going to reach South Carolina, and that's going to be something that you'll need to stay weather aware for South Carolina area. All right, so for most of Texas, you're in a marginal risk. We're expecting some of those training thunderstorms to develop over Texas, and then more of the intense storms to continue in higher risk areas like the slight risk. Yes, it's going to reach Kentucky now. These severe thunderstorms will reach areas of Kentucky. It depends on areas that you're at. So, marginal risk in Paducah and Bowling Green. And then you do have this slight risk for Scottsville and Monticello, Big Stone Gap area, Middlesboro. You're in that slight risk. And just be weather aware because you do farther portions that are uh, farther south, like Murfreesboro and farther south in Tennessee, you guys are in that 2% risk for tornadic activity. Memphis, Tennessee, you do have this storm cell right here to the west and north of you, and this is a severe thunderstorm warning. It's radar indicated max size hail of 1 inch. There's a hail threat, and this is moving northeast at at 41 miles per hour. And this severe thunderstorm warning expires at 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. But the most intense storms right now are over here. Again, these are areas, Greenbrier, it's already impacted your area. Conway, 831, it's on top of you. This has got hail, big time wind threat, Heber Springs, Velonia, Beebe, Searcy, Kensett, Judsonia, Bald Knob, and Newport. Look at the times for those. Make sure you're in your safe place. These are big time hail and wind threat. And then we do have this southerly storm over here that has some rotation near Perryville. Some rotation in this one here. That doesn't mean that there's a tornado. It just means it's, Orion, will it reach Virginia? Virginia today is, if you're in like the Virginia Beach area, you're in that slight risk for severe weather. So stay weather aware. I can't say if you're going to get a tornado or anything like that. I would say most of the tornadic activity is likely to stay further south of Virginia, kind of in the North Carolina, South Carolina areas. Let me show you the outlook for the tornadic activity. They have less than 2% risk for North Carolina and South Carolina areas right now. But as you get into uh, day two, that Virginia area does have the 2% risk. And day two, also back in Oklahoma again. So tomorrow, that risk for tornadoes in Oklahoma as well as Lubbock area ends up having that tornado risk again. Van Buren, hang on 1 second here. What time will it reach? All right, since we don't have any tornado warnings right now, I can kind of go on this radar estimate here. I'm going to shut off the live radar here. And we'll take a look here at radar estimates, okay? Again, these three boxes, that's what we have for severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Green shaded area, as a reminder, that is the tornado risk for today. Westmoreland, Tennessee. I don't know where that is exactly. Can you kind of give me a rough idea of where that is exactly? So if you're south, so if you're Murfreesboro and south, some other areas, Dyersburg, Tennessee.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
So we do have another severe thunderstorm warning. So we now have four. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. It's pretty much this whole line here. This is continuing. So these are some areas that are expected to be impacted. Again, green, Bald Knob. This is in Arkansas. Newport at 916. Let's take a look at this one here. Augusta, Carlisle, Lonoc, Bald Knob. There's a couple of different cells here that are pretty intense. And then we do have some other areas. North Little Rock, you're going to be impacted by this severe thunderstorm warning as well. Around 916, Little Rock itself, 916. Gravel Ridge, 916. Sherwood and Jacksonville, between 915 and 920. All right, so we do have an updated severe thunderstorm warning. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to get to your guys' radar estimates as best as I can, but I think we need to. Bowling Green, I could kind of get you. Sorry, there's some areas. This is an estimate. So Bowling Green, we're not expecting that tornado threat in Bowling Green today. We are expecting to continue to have a marginal risk in Bowling Green area. So marginal risk just means a 1 out of 5. There could be a few rogue cells sometime after 4 o'clock in Bowling Green, Kentucky area. If you're south of Bowling Green, that slight risk is there, or a 2 out of 5. And then even further, so south of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, along that I-65 and southward, that's at enhanced risk. Little Rock, Arkansas, I just went over that a little bit ago, and I will certainly go back to that. And I'm going to stay on the next rad. I'm not going to be going over the estimates. The main thing, if you guys are in any of these shaded areas, so the orange is the enhanced risk. So that is a 3 out of 5. The yellow is a 2 out of 5. And the darker shaded green is a 1 out of 5, or a marginal risk. So I'm just going to go back to live radar because we've got storms that are capable of starting to get rotation and continuing to have that risk. So I want to get off of that here. So one moment. All right, let me go ahead. That's an update to the severe thunderstorm warning. So that was issued at 8:38. So this includes Crittenden, Arkansas, Cross County, Mississippi County, Arkansas, Poinsett. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got going on here. All right. The radar app that I'm using is only available to a Windows system. And this is W is in Walter, S is in Sam, V is in Victor 3. All right, so we do have rotation right here. This is just to the west of Perryville, Arkansas. We're staying on the Arkansas storms right now. Again, these are some areas that are expecting the impact. This is in Arkansas. Heber Springs, you already impacted by that. Valonia, 842, so right on top of you. Beebe, 857. Searcy, Kensett, Judsonia, 904. Bald Knob, 907. Newport, 916. These are in Central Daylight Time.
Again, this storm that's just to the west of Memphis area, this isn't as significant, but it still does have hail. So just be aware that this is moving along here. So look at these storms. They're moving off to the east southeast. And this is moving more of a easterly direction here. Let's take a look. Yeah. Easterly direction at 33 miles per hour. Will anything be Raymore, Missouri? Let's take a look. Yeah, in areas of Missouri, now Raymore, I'm not sure exactly where that is, so if you can kind of remind me, but if you could take a look at the dark shade of green, that is the marginal risk. So if you're in south of West Plains, you're in that slight risk. Little Rock. All right, you guys, I was mentioning Little Rock a little bit ago. You guys have a significant storm impacting your area very shortly. Let me go ahead and let me stop the playing through here and see if I could get that to give me a one moment here. This storm here is moving at 40 miles per hour. You got a number of little tiny cells here. Springfield, Missouri. I'm sorry I'm not able to go to Springfield right now because you guys are outside of the risk. Any tornado warnings? No. Right below, if we had tornado warnings, that ticker would show that there was tornado warnings. We also have up above no active tornado warnings right now. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Knoxville, Tennessee, you guys are in a slight risk, so it is possible to have some severe weather today. And that would be later on in the afternoon hours. No tornado warnings right now. Again, Little Rock, I would recommend that you get into your shelter. Oh, goodness. The rotation detection is gone. That's a plus. That is definitely a plus. So we have this meso detection here. We've got Bald Knob around 909, Lenoke, Carlisle, Augusta. So Little Rock, you're going to be impacted by the severe thunderstorm warning that is over by Mayflower and Perryville right now. As this is moving off to the east southeast. So Little Rock, Arkansas, you can expect to be seeing some significant wind threat. The light green is general thunderstorms. So if you're in the up here in Kansas area, that would be the general thunderstorms, non-severe related. Tara's Lifestyle. Westmoreland is near Scottsville, Kentucky, and Portland, Tennessee, and Bethpage. Okay. Hang on one second. I'm going to see if I can find something else that's going to help me a little bit more here. I'll get to you here real quick, Tara's Lifestyle. I'm working on it right now. Hendersonville. Okay, so you guys in Bethpage area, Westmoreland, I think I got, there it is, Westmoreland. You guys are in a slight risk for today. And as far as your risk for tornadic activity, you're outside of the 2% risk, so less than 2% risk. So I would suspect at this point, the main thing that you're going to have to deal with this afternoon, early afternoon after 12 o'clock, is going to be some wind, maybe 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Could see a rogue cell up there with 60 to 65-mile-an-hour wind gusts as well. And some hail. Looks like you guys are in the, well, just to the south of you, but I do suspect that they're probably going to move this a little bit further north. So it is possible that you could end up with some marginally severe hail. The wind threat, again, that's going to be 50 to 65-mile-an-hour wind gusts for that area of Tennessee. All right, I was able to get to that. So Manhattan, Kansas. Manhattan, Kansas, you're outside of any risk area for today. Kansas today is in risk for general thunderstorms, so some rain, but nothing severe expected. All right, we got rotation back again into this storm here that's over by Beebe. So Beebe, Arkansas, we're gonna stay on this one right here. If you're in Beebe, Arkansas, take shelter right now because I do see some indications that this is intensifying. All right, so Heber Springs, it's already impacted your area. Beebe, 856. This dangerous storm is going to be near you any moment, the center part of that storm. Jacksonville, 856. This is in Arkansas. Searcy around 9 o'clock. Bald Knob around 9:09. Lenoke, 9:13. Carlisle, 9:20. Augusta, 9:24. Again, this is a pretty impactful storm. It does have, let's take a look here, motion to the southeast now at 47, almost 50 mile an hour. It's moving pretty good clip. So this also does have an area that's impacting Bradford, Latona, it's on top of you right there. Thankfully, we just have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. We don't have any tornado warnings right now, but again, the area that we do have tornado risk, that's this green area. That is all a 2% risk for tornadic activity. Oh, we do have some rotation now in areas north of Memphis. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one here. This is really ramped up quite a bit over here. Take a look. Switch radars here a little bit. Okay, I had to switch radars in order for it to not show that detection. So a little bit closer to the radar, it doesn't look too impressive. I mean, it is pretty significant still. Birdsong, Gilmore, Joyner, Bassett, Wilson. So these are some high impact storms. We do have 1-inch hail. And this severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 9 o'clock Central Time. Yeah, too far for you to chase. Yeah. Yeah, that's a long ways. Long ways from your neck of the woods in Kansas, but Central Arkansas, J35 Clar. Thank you very much for being here. Nothing's going to happen in Olathe, Kansas. Yep. Thank you for responding, Kansas Storm Chasing. The Lulu Boo Boo 1. Hello, dear. Please have an ETA for the Knoxville, Tennessee area. I'll go ahead and switch over to that again. That's not a problem. I'll shut off the radar here. And we'll get you over to the Knoxville area here. All right, we'll go ahead and load up that. Zozo is asking any tornadoes expected in the Knoxville area. You're less than 2% risk for tornadic activity for today. For tomorrow, your tornadic activity again is less than 2%. So I would say you're still going to see some impacts for wind. So just stay weather aware for today. All right, your categorical outlook. That's day 2. Let's get back to day 1. All right. Knoxville area, somebody wanted to know kind of the Knoxville area, what's expected, and the timing. All right, so the timing is going to be after 4 p.m. Now, these storms could move faster. So this afternoon, I would just advise you, and if you're in the Knoxville area, these are radar estimates. Let me put my deal up there to show. So it's radar estimates that we're looking at right now. Dunlap area, Murfreesboro. So Murfreesboro, Tennessee, sometime after 2 p.m. Cave City. Oh gosh. It was likely, who know? I mean, they'll have to advise us, but there was not a tornado warning for that. It could have been some kind of microburst. It could have been a straight line wind event for areas of Cave City. I'm so glad that you're safe, obviously, but goodness gracious, that's hard to hear that happened over there. All right, so there's the timing. So Knoxville, got that all covered. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at live estimates of when things are going to possibly be moving out of the area of Arkansas. So by the time you get to about 1 o'clock today, Arkansas, you look to be okay. A few more rogue cells up by Batesville possible around 4 p.m. All right, so we do have a new update. All right, let me go ahead and get back to live radar here. Yes, I can show you the map with the tornado risks there. Whoa, whoopsie. What's the risks for today? So we do have the tornado risk is in that green zone. That's 2% risk. Categorical outlook, we have light shade of green is general thunderstorms. Darker shade of green is marginal risk, or a 1 out of 5. So the marginal risk, dark green, that ends up meaning that you could end up with some minor hail, nothing real significant.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
So that's a new severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued. It's a continuation, probably moving into a different county. We'll take a look at that here shortly. The yellow zone shaded area, that is the slight risk, or a 2 out of 5 risk. And then this orange, burnt orange color, that is the enhanced risk, okay? Now, looking at the hail risk, we do have 15% risk in all of these areas that are shaded in kind of the yellow, kind of a glowing effect outline there. And then the brown, that's a lesser of a risk for the hail. The probability for wind, significant wind threat. Red, you guys, that's a 30% risk for your probability of wind. And 15% if you're in the yellow shaded area. So all along this area is all impacted by that wind threat for today. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up the categorical outlooks again here. So, Wubsy, this is the green shaded area is the 2% risk for tornado. This is the hail risk for today. This is the wind risk for today. Florida, you guys are outside of any, you guys are general thunderstorms. If you're up in the Tallahassee area, you're in the marginal risk for today. Not expecting a whole lot going on for your guys' area. You don't have any risks for the tornadic activity, or it's less than 2%, I should say. Awesome. I'm glad. Thank you so much. I appreciate getting the shout outs there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. Severe thunderstorm warning. We got 4 of them right now, and let's go to the next radar. Not Landy, you tracking me? Did you ask for a specific area? I apologize. Not Landy, which area did you want? Oh, okay. Amelia, yeah. You're going to have some rain, so if you're going to the beach. Oh, okay. Yeah, so Florida area. I can take a look here real quick at estimate, real quick. I'll just kind of show you the. Now, if I was concerned about a tornado popping out real quick, I would definitely not be moving on to these, but right now I'm not too concerned about that. I believe more of the risk for the tornadic activity is going to happen later this afternoon. So as you can see, this radar, some spotty showers over by Palm Bay, not a whole lot going on. West Virginia, is that what you're asking about? Next to Augusta, Georgia. So as you can see, the radar estimates right now, these are estimates that we're showing here. Timing looks like about 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time starts entering into areas of Georgia. These are radar estimates that we're looking at here. All right, so I do need to get back to our live radars because we do have Beeb that we need to take a look at here. Beebe, Arkansas. Let's go ahead and get back to that. So Beebe, Arkansas, you were impacted by that. I was warning you earlier before it impacted your area. So it's on top of you with that significant wind threat there. Jacksonville, Arkansas, 856. Bald Knob, it's right on top of you as well. Searcy, Bald Knob, Lenoke, Carlisle, Augusta. These are some areas of Arkansas that is going to be impacted by this storm. Again, this storm is capable of hail and a significant wind threat. I'll just go ahead and kind of read off the warning here as best as I can. So this is impacting, this is until 9:15. At 8:33, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles northeast of Heber Springs to near Mount Vernon to Mayflower, moving southeast at 45 miles per hour. So the quarter-size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. We do also have a tornado watch that has been issued. That tornado watch, that is from 6:05 this morning until noon for areas of Arkansas. So you guys are all in a tornado watch, so just be mindful of that. Let's go ahead and bring up those watches here. 1 second. So this whole area here that's kind of glowing behind, let me kind of shut this off for a minute. This is all a tornado watch. That glowing effect there, that's all a tornado watch. And you guys are in that until noon. Thankfully, nothing has happened as far as tornado warnings yet, but just be mindful. I'm going to go back over to Little Rock one here. Hopefully it's going to let me click on it. 1 second. There we go. I live in South Dakota, so I definitely am not familiar with all these areas. When I was super young, my dad went to, and we all followed him. So we visited. We went all the way down to Missouri, and then all the way up to Canada, and then all the states to the west of Missouri, and then including Oklahoma and Texas. But I've never gone on the East Coast. That is on my bucket list. I would love to go visit the East Coast. The sandy beaches are much better there than they are in California. I can definitely tell you that just based on some friends of mine that have spoken about it. So, all right. So Little Rock, you got that storm is right on top of you. Let's take a look at some other areas that are expected to be impacted by this severe thunderstorm warning that has hail as well as a significant wind threat. So North Little Rock, it's right on top of you basically. Bryant, Arkansas, England, Arkansas around 9:36. Whitehall around 9:48. Oh, Jen from West Virginia. Oh my gosh. Well, I am so well, I mean, if she's in at the Air Force Base, I hope she's safe. Um, that is a pretty significant storm that is impacting. That severe thunderstorm warning, it does not expire for another 40 minutes. So 9:45. Alabama, these storms are going to be approaching your area, and it's going to take a little while yet. you guys aren't expecting to have the storms really fire up until later in the afternoon. So Alabama, you should be okay. We're looking at a live look right now at Alabama's radar. Just to the, actually, this is the Mississippi one, KGWX. And right now, it's not showing a whole lot going on for that area, which is great. Want to hold off on that. Look at this alabaster radar. Again, nothing showing up right now. And again, Georgia, nothing going on in Georgia, and it's going to be late this afternoon into the evening hours by the time you get things going over in Georgia. Let's take a look at some of these storms. Thankfully, these storms look more intense than they actually are. We don't even have a severe thunderstorm warning on this over by Memphis, which is actually quite surprising because it looks pretty gnarly on here on radar. But that's what you get when you get a high definition radar. All right, we do have rotation back again in this storm here. So areas that could be impacted by this rotating thunderstorm. Bald Knob, get in your safe place, I would say. Lanoke, Carlisle, Augusta. I would recommend that y'all get into a safe place because of the fact that we do have a couple signatures of rotation. Let's go to this radar and make sure that this is accurate enough. Sometimes when we're switching back and forth from different radars, the signature goes away. Let me take a look at the base velocity here. Gate to gate shear. Shear doesn't look too impressive. Yeah, we got major wind that's impacting this area here for sure. Looks like a major gust front that's kind of impacting that area. This is Arkansas that we're looking at right now. Maumelle, Gibson, Gravel Ridge, Sherwood, North Little Rock is on top of you. Bryant, England, Arkansas around 936. Whitehall around 948. All right, somebody was asking about Hot Springs, Arkansas. 1 second, and I'll take a look at that. Hot Springs, Arkansas, just be mindful and weather aware. You guys are in a tornado watch. And that tornado watch, again, that goes until noontime. So right now, Hot Springs area, you don't have any severe weather. You got a lot of rain going on, that's for sure. But you don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings. I don't see anything that would suggest that there's going to be a pop out of this. This is turning into kind of a line of storms, and so some of these storms are maturing more towards the north than they are the south. Again, we're going to kind of show you the loop of this and how it's progressing. It's moving off to an east-southeast direction. Claire, Memphis, Tennessee, you're expected to have some rain. Right now, we don't have anything that supports that we're going to have a severe thunderstorm warning anytime soon for there. However, these are looking pretty gnarly, so I'd still stay weather aware. Memphis, Tennessee area, you're in that enhanced risk. So those storms that are west of Memphis area over by Marion, Right now you have a special weather statement. Let me put that on. Hang on one second. Did not realize I didn't have that on. All right, so we have special weather statements going on here. So this is a special weather statement. Half-inch hail, 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts in this storm right here. So let me put a track on that. So the special weather statement in the yellow polygon, Terrell, Marion, West Memphis, 912. So it's right on top of you. Again, this isn't a severe thunderstorm warning. This is a special weather statement, which basically means it's below severe weather limits. We also have this special weather statement here over by Bald Knob, Bradford, Augusta, Newport, Diaz, McCrory. That's over in the Arkansas side. We only have the 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, and it looks like likely what's going to happen is this severe thunderstorm warning here that expires at 9:15. It's going to be allowed to expire, and we will have this special weather statement that is until looks like max wind gusts about 50 miles per hour. This is likely going to just be replacing that severe thunderstorm warning. So we're seeing additional development later this afternoon. It is possible, Zozo, for Knoxville to have some watches and warnings later, without a doubt. Just stay mindful. And the reason why I say that is because you still are in that risk of, a 2 out of 5 risk. So stay weather aware. My main concern would probably be you probably have special weather statements. You could end up having a possibility of some hail as well as a wind threat in Knoxville, Tennessee later today. Again, we're expecting this severe thunderstorm warning over in extreme eastern portions of Arkansas to eventually expire. Thanks for the follows, everybody. I appreciate it so much. Virginia, Cleveland, Tennessee. Somebody asked about Cleveland, Tennessee. I don't want to say there's no chance for a tornado. I never want to say that. If you're in a slight risk area, there's still that possibility. So I'm referring to Zozo's question. Zozo, I'm not going to say that there's not going to be a tornado in Knoxville, and I'm not going to say that there is going to be. Just stay weather aware. Stay tuned to your local forecasters. They do an excellent job. All right. Good morning. How's Cleveland, Tennessee looking? 1 second. Let me take a look at that real quick, kind of see where that is exactly. Oh, that's extreme. That's over by Chattanooga. So let's see here. All right, you guys in Cleveland, Tennessee, you guys are in a enhanced risk. So stay weather aware later today. Could have additional development happen. And all modes of severe weather are possible. And what I mean by that is your probability for tornadoes is 2%. That could get upgraded at 11:30. We'll have to see how that plays out. Let's take a look at some of the radar. Since we do have those severe thunderstorm warnings getting ready to expire here. Let's take a look here and see if we have anything. This one here, this expires in another 30 minutes. And this looks like it's starting to die out. So I imagine this one's going to be allowed to expire as well, which is great news that these are going to be allowed to expire. Areas impacted, DeWitt around 9:59. They're kind of moving pretty quick. You're in Munford, Tennessee, and it's only dark here and sprinkling right now. Yeah, Tennessee area, you may end up having some what we call capping going on. And let's take a look at that a little bit more. I can kind of explain what capping is. If I look at METAR observations, let's take a look at the dew point. Let's take a look at the temp. Okay. So the dew points right now, you got Nashville at 70 dew point. You got plenty of moisture to work with. And then the temps, we're at 75. You're going to start seeing convection happen very, very soon. I would say sometime after noontime, you're going to start seeing some convection happen because you're starting to see the temp and the dew points get awfully close together. And sometimes that's one little tiny fragment of indication. So I would suspect after noon hours, uh, these areas will start getting impacted by some severe weather. It's got to recycle, if you will. Munford, yes, 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 it does have that as a meso detection here. Let me make sure that that's true, though. The reason why it's probably showing that is because radar. Okay, so here's the thing. So I apologize for alarming you, Tristan. Um, that rotation, depending on what radar I'm selecting, the farther away from the radar, it has a hard time picking that up. So I got a little bit closer to the radar and it's not depicting that. And that's why they do still have this severe or this special weather statement. But I appreciate you pointing that out, Tristan. Appreciate it so much. So again, these areas that could be impacted by the 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, Millington around 9:35. These are going into areas of Tennessee. Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Munford, of course, it's right on top of you, basically. Oh, no, it's not. It's just to the west of you. 9:40, Germantown, and this would be the center portion of the storm. Germantown, 9:48, Collierville, around 10:01. Yes, James Ellis, thank you for the prayers. Any of this headed to Ohio? No, it's me, Dark Angel. Not expecting this to be in areas of Ohio. Ohio risks for today. I could show you that real quick. Ohio risks for today is general thunderstorms, less than 2% risk for tornadic activity, pretty much zero risk for hail, and that wind threat again, that not expecting that either. Day 2, again, Ohio, not expecting a whole lot. You'll be in general thunderstorms for day 2 as well, which would be tomorrow. Is anything going to hit around Gatlinburg? Let's take a look. 1 second here, and I'll take a look at Gatlinburg. Oh yeah, that's that area that I was going to kind of go to visit, and I haven't gone there, and I want to go there so bad. You guys have a beautiful area over in Gatlinburg. Let's take a look. I'm trying to find Gatlinburg. Apologize. Texas area, your guys's any areas of Texas that you were asking about? Austin? No, you guys are in general thunderstorms today, so there's really no risk in areas of Austin today, Michelle. Yes, areas of Henderson, Kentucky, expecting some severe weather for you guys as well. I'm trying to switch out here 1 second. The main threat for areas of Kentucky would be, and I'm not sure where Hendersonville is exactly. Again, I live in South Dakota, so I'm about as far north as possible. So the risk for areas of Kentucky, you have less than 2% risk for tornadic activity. Your categorical outlook for portions of Kentucky, if you're in the extreme southern portion of Kentucky, like Somerset area and Middlesboro, that would be a slight risk or a 2 out of 5 risk. Again, we see these special weather statements now taking over pretty much the area, and this severe thunderstorm warning, I would suspect, will probably be allowed to expire, and the atmosphere is going to try to stabilize a little bit more, and we'll see more storms likely in all this burnt orange colored area later today. We're looking at dew points right now. The temp 81, dew point 72 in Decatur. That would be areas of Alabama. Oh, that's okay. Henderson, Tennessee. And I wish I could have got to those areas, but it's a little tough to move back and forth. You'll be having a margarita by then? It does not look that it's going to be calm. Let me switch over to radar estimates again, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I still have yet to eat for the morning. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the live radar since most of these storms are not expected to continue from the severe level standpoint. I'm going to go ahead and give you radar estimates here. All right, let's get this radar estimate. Atlanta, Christopher Bakwando. Atlanta area is going to be super late in the evening hours. I'm getting to those radar estimates right now. All right, let me go ahead and bring this through for Atlanta real quick. This is looking at about 5 p.m., 6 p.m. And I really don't know. It's going to be on the tail end of that. So the atmosphere is likely going to be stabilizing enough by that time. But stay weather aware because you are in that enhanced risk in areas of Atlanta. And this is an estimate of around 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time or 7:30 your time. All right, Georgia, again, you guys, sometime after 4 p.m. could have some storms in Georgia area. All right, so let's take a look at Memphis area and let's take a look at further East Coast here. I suspect that most of these storms are going to be on the East Coast, like North Carolina. It's going to be sometime after midnight for your areas. So stay weather aware in the overnight hours for North Carolina, South Carolina areas. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at areas of Alabama. This is still showing that there's possibility of redevelopment later this afternoon. This is a look at around 3 o'clock or 3 o'clock Central Daylight Time, Huntsville. And again, Murfreesboro, Tennessee area around 3 o'clock. Pretty intense storms. Again, this redevelopment is what is expected to have happen. And then we turn into more of a wind event. As you can see, this curvature all the way down this line here. It's kind of a curvature from radar estimates. Thanks again. I've gained 65 new followers. Thank you all for following. I appreciate it so much. A lot of these areas really expecting even areas of Mississippi. I know I'm trying to get to some of Mississippi here as well. Let's take a look. This is a look at
A new severe
we got a
thunderstorm
new
warning
severe
has been issued.
thunderstorm warning. This is for areas up by Tennessee. Let's see. That's that one that had that. So it's redeveloped now. Let's go to the live radar. Back to live radar. There are no tornado warnings right now. I'm going to go to a look at live radar because we do have this storm here. This was me shut off the special weather statements here. So we're looking at this storm here. See, I was saying that looks pretty dang intense. So this severe thunderstorm warning issued at 9:24 from the National Weather Service. Storm motion is east at 43 miles an hour. Small hail. It's still western North Carolina. I'm sorry. Going back into severe weather mode, and I'm going to be leaving you here shortly. Let me take a look and give you guys a solid to let you know some other people that I follow, to let you know exactly who would be a good one to follow. I know it doesn't look like we have any of the other TikTok people that I follow for weather available. Baby girl, yes, these storms are headed towards Memphis. It's actually towards Tennessee. This is all a risk, enhanced risk in the burnt orange color. That's a 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather. Also, this green shaded area behind, that is all possibility of tornadoes. Oh, we're going to really ramp up now. Now we got it redeveloping. See, it was cycling through. That's what I was talking about. So it's cycling through, and now we got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. It's redeveloping over the same areas, and these are looking pretty intense. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one here. Again, reminder in this these glowing shaded areas, we do have in Arkansas, you're in a tornado watch until noontime. So you got possibilities of lots of things going on here. So this severe thunderstorm warning, move this around here. These are for areas of Arkansas. Hazen, already passed you. It looks like Clarendon, 934, 941, Stuttgart, Humphrey, Marvell, 957, DeWitt, and West Helena and Helena around 1014. These are severe thunderstorm warning that has 1-inch hail. It's moving southeast at 53 miles per hour, so it's impacting a lot of areas in a very brief amount of time. So we just have the 3 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Let's go ahead and move on out so that we can kind of see where the third one is, because it's a little hard to see. It's getting a little clouded in here. Looks like Little Rock still. Looks like back building here. So we have this one. That's the one was staying, and that's until 9:45. So that one's likely going to be allowed to expire because it's going to be moving out of the area. St. Louis area, you guys don't need to worry about anything in the St. Louis area. You're in a marginal risk for today. So it would be possibility of some small hail. Again, not anything real huge expected for that area. Less than 2% risk for tornadic activity. A very low hail probability and very low wind threat probability. So marginally severe in St. Louis area. Yep, you guys are probably, so Charles County, Missouri, James Ellis, you're probably dealing with what's called capping in the atmosphere, where there's going to be warm air aloft and it's going to suppress the storms from really being able to tower and build. However, down here farther south, that's where we have that flow moving and kicking up from southeast. All right, folks, I'm going to have to let you guys go because I'm starting to get to the point. I've been live since 8 o'clock this morning. I know that's only a short amount of time, but I still do need to go eat, and I got to go wake up my kids yet. I'm surprised they haven't been. How about Stoddard, Missouri? Missouri, you guys are good in Missouri. You guys, unless you're an extreme southern portion of Missouri, like Gainesville, Thayer, Alton, Doniphan, Poplar Bluff, those areas are expecting some marginally severe weather, which would be, maybe some pea-sized, nickel-sized hail, 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts maybe, but it's going to be very difficult. It's going to have to break the cap in the atmosphere in order to get to that point. You have a blessed day as well. Thanks, James Ellis. Appreciate it. God bless you as well. Thank you all. I appreciate you so much. I wish I would be able to be and cruise. Nothing we're expecting in areas of Chicago. Sorry I didn't catch you there, but not expecting anything in Chicago area for today. You guys have a great rest of your day. And I appreciate, oh my gosh, I gained 78 new followers just from this hour and a half of being live. That's crazy. So you guys stay safe and God bless. Again, if you're in these burnt orange area, enhanced risk, all this afternoon and evening, stay weather aware. Stay tuned to your local weather stations so that they can do a solid for you. And trust only those that don't fearmonger. That's my biggest thing. Anytime I go live, I don't want to fearmonger. I don't do the clickbait thing. I don't hype anything up. That's what 605 Chaser is all about. Not hyping up anything. We didn't have any mods in here today, so I apologize. But that's, they've got lives that they have to do as well, and so that's fine. But pray for everyone as well. All right, God bless. Stay safe, everybody. We'll catch you. We might do a live later today. I don't know. Enjoy the rest of your day and pray for those that are in these burnt orange areas. I pray that no tornadoes happen today.